Hey everybody, it's Jamie and I'm back here today sharing with you a layout. Today I've tried doing a grab 5. Now I just want to let you know I did not come up with this concept. As far as I'm aware, Inky Quill, Adele, she came up with this concept. I'll have a link to her channel down below. So these are a few things that I got from my haul a few weeks ago, a few Christmas stuff. This is not a Christmas layout, but I thought I'd challenge myself to use a few Christmas things and also a few things from my stash. So this is the embellishment pack that I had grabbed out. This is a Christmas embellishment pack from Spotlight, in case you're wondering where it's coming from. And I'm just looking through it to find anything that I think would go with the photo. So the photo that I'm doing is of my little doggy, and he's just sitting on the couch. And I picked this photo to do the grab 5 with because it is such a neutral photo and there's not a lot of really bold colours in it. So I thought that it would be a lot easier to use sort of themey embellishments that for not the theme they're designed for. So I grabbed out these glitter ephemera pieces. I think they're meant to be trees and they're just glitter and they're all different shapes. So what I'm deciding to do is I'm going to do a little bit of paper piecing with this card stock. With this paper pad. I'm just going through finding a few things that I wanted to use. I was trying to choose papers that weren't necessarily Christmassy altogether. So I picked out this pink one. I also grabbed out that one I just flicked by. The great thing about this paper pad is that it has glitter paper at the back of it. So if you've seen this before, I'd pick it up if you live in Australia. It's really, really pretty. I used this Christmas tree one because I thought it'd be good to challenge myself to use a stereotypical Christmas paper. And then I also used this one here. So what I'm going to do is cut out a few shapes that are the exact same size as these little triangles. I'll show you this one here, and then I do pause the video and cut it a fair few because it did take a few minutes to cut it out. As with a lot of fussy cutting does, it tends to take a while. So I think I cut it about 5 of each shape. So exactly as you can see, I just used a template and I cut that out, and here I am back with the power of editing, cutting all the shapes out. So I'm just trying to find out a formation that I want for the photos. This is an 8x8 piece of cardstock, and these photos are 3x4. So I'm just fiddling around trying to find where it is, and I think I do end up sort of having quite similar to what that is there. And I'm just putting a bit of double-sided tape on the back, and I'm going to use some tissue paper from my stash that is like a light pink color. I thought it would be really nice to sort of add a soft layer, considering I don't usually do really papery backgrounds, so I thought it would be a good idea. This double-sided tape is from Kmart, just my standard one that I always use. I do need to go pick up some more, so I've just joined them together. As you can see, the bottom photo had a little bit of extra space, so I've overlapped it together. And I'm just showing you sort of how I went about trying to fit all of them together. So I'm doing rows of them being up and down, and the only thing I was thinking was that I didn't want to put two similar patterns together. I've seen lots of people do layouts like this before, and I think it's a really good way to sort of stretch your resources. I think this would be a really great layout to use if you have a kit and you're really trying to make your kit last as long as you can. Obviously, if you're using cardstock backgrounds along with a kit, it's going to last a lot longer than if you're using the pattern paper that comes with it. So this is a really great technique to sort of stretch your paper, to stretch your supplies, to go as far as you can. So I do fiddle around with this for just a little bit, placing all the pieces down, and then I do pause the video to glue them all down. I think I ended up just sticking them down anywhere. What I was conscious of was where I was going to put my photo down, just so there was no wasted paper. I do check a little bit later on just to move some of the pieces that are definitely going to be underneath the photo, because they're not really necessary, because it's just a waste of paper basically, and I wanted to save as much as I could so I didn't have to cut any more triangles out. So I'm making a strip that's going all the way down the center. As you can see in the video here, I do move a lot of these. Here we go. I've placed it down just to see where it's going to be completely covered, and I'm just popping them out with my fingers, especially the gold ones. I wanted them to be completely visible because, they add a nice textural element to the layout. So I'm using double-sided tape, and yep, that is how I stuck every single one of them down. It did take a fair bit of time, but I really love how the effect has turned out. So we'll cut the video in a minute and stick them all down, because it did take a little bit of time. here it is, all stuck down and ready to go. I'm going to grab out some, as I said before, some light tissue paper from my stash and use some double-sided tape. I just grabbed a white one out there. And then this is the light pink one. I think I just got this from a random store. It's really, really soft and I love using it, but I don't use it very often because I don't remember where I got it from. I think I actually got it in a present. A present wrapped up in it, and I just had to keep it because I loved the color of it. I haven't seen such a soft pink tissue paper before, so if you've ever seen one, let me know. I'd love to go get some more because I have been hoarding this one so much. So I'm just using that double-sided tape to stick that down. This is the only paper layer that I use on the photo just because of the background. I didn't want too much to be drawing your attention away from all of that paper down below, because obviously it was so much effort and so much time put into doing all of that. So I do cut off all the excess here with my scissors because I didn't like how much was sticking out on the sides. As you can see here, just cutting all around the two extra bits because the photos are not perfectly lined up and I only wanted a really small amount of tissue paper poking out. Personally, I don't like using photos without paper layers. I love layouts who do that. I think it's really cool, but when I try to do it myself, I just can't seem to make it work, and I feel like the photo looks naked. So that's why I tend to use a bit of tissue paper or even a doily underneath photos if I think that the photo isn't sort of standing out and is looking sort of as the most popular element on the page, because it's the photo, it's a feature. We're doing scrapbooking to really make the photos pop out because you want to remember the photo. So I'm just going to stick this down with double-sided tape because down the bottom is all just paper. I'm not too worried about using wet glue. I'm just going to stick it down and then place the photo down and call it done. So that is the ephemera pack and the paper used from the Grab 5. Here is the alphas that I also had in the Grab 5. These are just some thickers. I think they're Becky Higgins? No, they're Dear Lizzy. Sorry, they're Dear Lizzy. I can't remember what they're called. It could be Celebrate, but they're just a really pretty light gold font. So the title that I'm going for is Little Wanderer, like wanderer, like he's wondering things, and because he's little. So I'm using the gold ones to do the word little, and then I'm also going to use a black font from my stash to do the word wanderer. When I was doing this, I had to look up a fair few times to be like, am I using the right word? Let me know if you've ever used a title before that you weren't sure if you were spelling the word right or even using the correct word. I hope I'm not the only person that's done that. So as you can see, I'm using the clear paper, the clear packaging from the thickers to help it stick down. This is something that I love to do, and it's definitely a trick that I can't say I've seen a lot of videos myself. I use it to position my alphabets in the perfect spot because I'm really particular about having titles, because all of my layouts do have titles, so I'd like them to be sort of exactly where I want them to be. I'm thinking about doing a tips and tricks sort of video, either testing them, ones that I've seen online, or even my own. If you'd be interested in seeing that, I'd love to know, or any tips and tricks that you've seen and you've always wanted to test it, let me know down below, and I'd really like to test it. I think it'd be a really fun video to do, and it would probably be a real-time video because, see my reactions exactly how they happen. So I was looking through the ephemera pack again to see if there was anything else that I could use, and I decided to pull out one of the stars, and I'm just moving around the page, and I do end up going down the bottom there in the bottom right-hand corner because I thought it would work a lot more, and it just seemed quite blank. Honestly, I could have left it without the cluster down the bottom, but for me, I love to embellish. Embellishing is definitely something that I love doing. In case you haven't seen with a lot of my videos, something that I love to do. So I went through the ephemera pack and just found this star. Now this was actually a bauble, and I just tucked the edge of the star underneath the photo so that you wouldn't see it. And these, I'm just going to stick that down with some double-sided tape. Then I grabbed out the wood veneer that were also for the Grab 5. I actually really enjoyed doing a Grab 5. It was something very different that I haven't done before, and it was actually a really good challenge to sort of limit yourself. So I was going through a bit of a star theme here, so I went out with the star ephemera piece, and then I also used the star wood veneer, and then I'm going to use this roller stamp. roller phrase stamp, and I think I just went with the best or something very generic, and I'm just sticking that down, figuring out where I'm going to put it down. I'm going to use some black ink. I believe it is Memento is the brand, and it could be Jet Black, Lamp Black. I think it might be Lamp Black. What it is, this is a Amy Tan one. The other one I had before was Maggie Holmes Shine, and this is the Amy Tan Better Together one. I just thought that using a smaller stamp would work a lot better because it is a smaller layout, and I picked the black because obviously, as you can see in the photo, my dog has black fur, and I'm also using the black alpha, so I thought that it would draw sort of more of the black elements out on the page. And there's my arm and my hair. I didn't have it tied up, I think, when I filmed this video, so it does come in and out just a little bit. I'm going to stick down the wood veneer with some glue. With heavy embellishments, I always use wet glue because it does tend to stick a lot better and you get a long-lasting adhesive. So I stuck down the 2 stars, and then I've grabbed the clear stickers that were also an element in the Grab 5, and I think the clear stickers are the last thing that was the Grab 5. So we had the paper pack, the ephemera pack, the clear stickers, the wood veneer, and the gold alphabets. So very fun. I'd love to see what you do doing this. If you do something similar, using, you know, a themed embellishment pack and a themed paper pack for a non-themed photo, that'd be really cool. I'd love to see that. And I'm just sticking down the clear word stickers on top of the photo. I've been doing this a lot lately. I think it's really cool using clear stickers on top of photos because it just sort of kind of looks like to me like you're doing digital scrapbooking, you're doing hybrid scrapbooking, and hybrid scrapbooking is something I've always think is beautiful and love doing. This is just some Heidi Shine in blush that I'm going to put down right down the bottom here and up the top, and I believe I also use gold, but I'm not 100% sure. I love mixing gold and pink together. Blush is a pink Heidi Shine, if you're wondering, and this is just some teeny tiny enamel stickers. They're in shapes of hearts and stars. I'm just going to stick those down. I tried to cut this one, but it didn't work, so I just moved it over to the side, and then I'm going to cut the little star piece there that was over to the edge, and I'm pretty sure we're coming to the end of the video now, so I hope you've all enjoyed this video. I'm going to have some photos at the end for you. These stickers here are from eBay along with the enamel ones as well. These are like puffy stickers. Like I said before, sorry, I'm going to have some photos at the end of the video for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned next week for another Project Life. If you liked this video, subscribe. That would help me out a lot. And, you know, putting out content is definitely something that I love doing, but knowing that people are watching is definitely a bit of a bonus. Those are some puffy stickers that I just stuck down. I'm just outlining the stub because I didn't think it was standing out enough, and I also wanted another element of black on the page. This is just a felt tip pen. You could use any pen for this. It's really simple, and I think doodling on pages adds sort of more of a personal element. So the fingers are out, and I'll show you a close-up in a second. Thank you all for watching. I hope you had fun. Bye, everybody.